We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Hear the drummer get wicked. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother.
What up, bro?
What's happening, man?
Bro, you have no excuse anymore. You have no excuse anymore.
The Batman came out yesterday, didn't it?
Came out yesterday.
Came out yesterday. I am planning on watching it, bro.
Yeah,
I have no other excuse. I don't have any excuses.
Nope.
I will watch it by next Friday. This coming Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You basically got 3 hours of your life that you got to fit in. So
okay,
I get it, but it's funny because one of the Marauder boys they hadn't been watching it either, so he finally started watching it last night. He was like, "Bro, you did not undersell this movie," because he was one of the ones that was kind of in that same camp where people was just like, "I just can't get past Robert Pattinson being Batman." He said, "Bruh."
So I'm not the only one then.
No, you ain't the only one. And see, even so, Sarah, what parts of the movie that she actually watched, she still couldn't get past it. But yeah, he was like, he was like, I want to see this world outside of this movie. Like, I want to see it further. But he hasn't finished it yet. But they're just like little bitty stuff that I was telling him. He was like, bro, this movie is so dope. So yeah, can't wait for you to see it. But before we get this music started, bro, I did want to mention this. I want to get the somber stuff kind of out the way so we can, move into our conversation. So we lost 3 people in the entertainment industry. Recently, we lost DJ K Slay, we lost Gilbert Gottfried, and we lost Dwayne Haskins. So much prayers.
We mentioned Dwayne Haskins too. That's been like a week or so now. We haven't got a chance to talk about that.
And I know it's been in the show notes, but just never really had a way to fit it into the conversation organically. So, we did want to mention that. And again, prayers to their families. And
one thing for me, that this is the one thing that I can say though, bro. The one thing that I can appreciate about K Slay in particular, right, is that, as a hip hop dude, right, I think that I can appreciate his contributions, but I think that I also not just K Slay's contributions, but the fact that he never excluded when that was like the popular thing, right? He was always known for like beefing, but he was one of the few that I remember more public or more popular New York DJs that never this didn't quite shun the South. Like, I think he always embraced Southern artists, Southern music, and everything like that. So that was the one thing that that for me as a hip hop head that I can say I appreciated the most about him, was that I think that he never used his platform to downgrade the South in a time where it was like a common thing where people didn't look at the South like it was real hip hop, right? And so I thought that it was real dope that he's always collaborated frequently with down South artists in a time where down South art, before Atlanta was the new home, he was collabing with down South artists. So it's dope, real dope. And then Gilbert Gottfried, though, man. I mean, listen, Gilbert Gottfried has been around our entire lifetime, but our childhood was filled with Gilbert Gottfried, though, bro. So kind of crazy, though, man.
I think the most memorable Gilbert Gottfried is got to be Niago from Aladdin, the bird on Aladdin. That annoying.
Well, you remember he had the cartoon, though. Remember the Gilbert Gottfried cartoon?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh my God, yeah, he had the Gilbert Gottfried cartoon, bro.
Yeah, still, like you said, definitely a part of the childhood, and yeah. But man, we got a lot to talk about, or we got something to talk about. Let's get it.
If you smell what the rock
Listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages because we are live on both platforms. You can subscribe to the notifications. That way you always get the heads up that your boy and them they're gone live. Ace Kennedy, I got a question for you. I got something I want to start off with you on, bro. Okay, so I don't think that neither of us are materialistic in the sense of material things making you or being a requirement to make you happy. Although we do both believe in self-care and treating yourself right. I thought about this today though, bro. With that being said, let's say if you substitute any other word for materialistic, and maybe it is material things, right? But I thought about this because I see more and more where you watch the sidelines of NBA games, right? And you see these young boys out there and they flexing, got the biggest chain. They out here looking like the rappers looking like them. You see Ben Simmons, the boy been looking fresh out here on the sidelines when he hasn't been playing, right? Big flex, all right? But my question for you, what would you say? Not to say your biggest flex, but what is a time that you said, nah, this right here, I'm flexing, right? I ain't being humble. I'm a scale back the humbleness for a second, and when you look back at it, you could say, nah, I'm flexing right now.
It's definitely okay. So it's two places. When I'm Ace Kennedy, like if I'm performing somewhere, and then also, growing up
specific. Let's be specific. What was a time when you said no? This was a big flex on everybody.
Oh, it's definitely like the national anthem. The national anthem is like a stage where you're singing in front of at least 18,000 people.
Okay.
And so I remember Kenrick Williams, a part of the Thunder. He actually was warming up and I was walking on the court and he stopped me. He was like, yo, bro, I see you. Because your boy I had this green jean jacket, but it had the big Ace logo, which you happen to be wearing on your sweatshirt.
I'm gonna get into that. Yeah.
So I had that on the back. That thing was sparkling. I had the fresh Jordan 1s. They was green and white with the lime green bottom. I think I had on some black jeans that had the sparkle going down the side of the pants. And then I had the fresh Ace Kennedy shirt on, and I think that was blinged out too. So yeah, it was full flex. I had my brother-in-law and my nephew there. So, and again, I'm standing in front of at least 18,000 people. I need people to recognize me, which was crazy because after I sung, as I'm walking around the stadium, people was like trying to pull me aside to take pictures, all of that. Like that's it.
The big flex.
Yeah.
See, I thought you was about to say. Go ahead.
The other thing is when I'm at Life Church, bro, I flex. Shoe game is where I flex hard.
Okay.
Like I try to spare so here's my thing. I grew up in church where, we wore suits and stuff all the time. And so you would always flex with your suits. Like, obviously Easter Sunday, people go above and beyond, but still in a traditional Black church, you still try to wear, you try to wear your best for God. So since we don't necessarily do the church attire like that in the Life Church, you know what I'm saying? The boy just still try to be extra fresh up there. Right. So that people just like, they recognize me. I ain't trying to it's not necessarily stunting at church, but it's still in the mind frame of, hey, I want to wear my best when I'm representing God.
I thought you was about to say the fact that Layla was out there killing it on the hurdles. Like, nah, that's my daughter out there killing that.
But here's the crazy part about the whole hurdles thing. She's never ran hurdles a day in her life. So,
and listen, I saw some of the girls she was competing with. A couple of them looked like it was their first time ever doing it too, bro. Because I said, bro, what is they doing jumping straight up on these hurdles?
Yeah, I couldn't call it on them. I know some of them girls that have run hurdles before. But
Yeah.
Layla was like, look, this is my last track meet as an 8th grader. I'm trying to come home with some medals. I just want to do it. So me and Tari was sitting there and I'm calling, like, because she called me from a couple of people's phones. So I'm calling their phones, like, yo, tell Layla her dad looking for her. And she wouldn't come over. And we see her over there just jumping hurdles, jumping hurdles. So I'm like, I'm thinking like she just playing, passing the time away. Next thing I know, I get a phone call. They was like, yeah, Layla's not coming. She's going to be running the hurdles. So I was like, okay. So she runs the 100 hurdles, gets second place in that. Like I look down, she is just like jumping up and down, excited. Like, my kids are very competitive. So I wouldn't think she would be celebrating like that for second place. But then when I started putting it together, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
first time ever running hurdles and get second place. Okay, I get it. So then I told her, I said, listen, I gotta leave after your relay. But hey, I got my phone, so just hit me up. So she calls me screaming after she run the 300 hurdles and tell me she won first place. So she showed me the video last night. And I'm like, oh, you won one. Because that girl had that big lead. So yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. What's the biggest shoe flex you didn't hit on somebody? Where you pulled out, when you pulled up, you stepping, and everybody is just like, yo.
So straight up, I instantly, as soon as you said it, it was I have two. One was on purpose, the other one was subtle on purpose. So the first one is Deuce's All-Star Game. I got a pair of glitter Jordan 1s, and I knew I felt people's eyes. Like, it was trying to be the slick. Like when I walk by, they try to do this right here. I seen them looking. And then finally somebody came, I was like, bro, them cold right there. So yeah, that was on purpose because I had the camera, so I was down on the floor shooting. So I knew people was watching. Yeah, that was the first one. Then I pulled out the Dior ones at Life Church. And I knew people. So people that knew, once they was like, oh, them the Dior's, they was just like, oh my God, bro. So yeah.
Now, let me tell you what's crazy. I thought about that. And I didn't realize how much today was a big flex. And it almost had me thinking that I underappreciate certain little things, right? Let me tell you how how the whole day was a big flex. So without necessarily looking for it, somebody reached out. We talked about this, about an opportunity to make more bread, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't looking, they come found me, right? And not just that, it was off of reputation. Hey, I remember you did this and it was dope. So I wanted to get you into consideration for this or whatever, right? So that was the first big flex. Other big flex that I thought that was cool today, man, is that today I went to go get Landon a haircut, right? So it's a nice day outside. Like, yo, we flipping Billie Jean on out here today, right? So I sit here, man. I flip Billie Jean. We go to the barbershop, right? I go and I pull up. Now these little flexes, right? Landon's out here, got the fresh haircut, right? I'm sliding. I said, Landon, you know what? We about to pull up on the homeboy Courtney, right? We are unannounced because I told everybody when I got Billie Jean right, I'm pulling up on whoever unannounced. It don't matter. So we pull up on him, and we only there for just a whole second. Landon forgot a toiletry bag over here, right? Something real simple. They could have. Now we pulling up on him unannounced, so right. So I'm in the Bel Air. This is a big flex, all right? I'm in the Bel Air, listening to the Bel Air, right? So I'm listening to the Bel Air 1 and 2 that has Landon on the Bel Air. So we're in the Bel Air listening to the Bel Air, bro. It was one of the biggest flexes I could act. Now listen, man. The thing that was funny to me about it though, bro, is that so then we on the way home, they had this roadblock set up. They were doing some construction on the power line. So I fool around and take a long way home. It's Billie Jean. I don't drive Billie Jean very much. So yeah, we cruising and Landon's like, all right. So Landon finally understands now that Billie Jean got the nice paint job and he understands the look and people comment, yo, that thing look hard and blah, 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 blah. He was like, why does everybody say that? I was like, well, you know how like you look at Lambos and you think that's a cool car. I said, well, yeah, your pops got a cool car. And I'm proud of the cool car. And so we riding around and we had to take the long way home. So I slide by, I said, yo, let's swing by Briscoe real quick. So I pull up on Briscoe, and this is the first time. This is like, it's still fairly warm outside. A lot of the homies on out there. So I've been whipping Billie Jean at the park like every other day that I get a chance to. But there were a bunch of people who haven't seen the Bel Air, let alone just here recently. Some people had never seen it. So I go ahead and I pull on up real quick just to stop by, shoot the breeze with the homies for a whole second. See one of my dudes, Mont, who moved away. Who he's one of the regulars, been out there for 15 years with me at Briscoe, man. He was in town. He said, I'm leaving out tonight, though, bro. So I got a chance to stop by, saw him. But of course, when I pulled up, though, it was one of them stop the game pull-ups because people was like, dang. And then when they see me get out the car, everybody's like, yo, right? So that was one of those big flex. And so Landon is sitting here in the car, and he didn't even get out the car, but he is just sitting here smiling, and because then it kind of clicked on him like, all right, you know what? Yeah, the Bel Air does look real live though. So I'm there chopping it up, and people was like, yo, you gonna play, whatever. And it was just like, I was like, nah, I gotta go ahead and get back, blah, 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 blah. So, what I'm saying, I get back to the crib, and I'm saying, cooling, doing my thing, right? Then I finally get back to the crib, and then I'm sitting there thinking like, all right, I'm setting up for the pod, and I'm doing the pod with my brother who I've known since I was 13 years old, and I'm wearing my dude's merch on the podcast that he and I. It was a full day of flex though, bro, and not just to mention, when I pull up on my boy Courtney, right? I thought about that because I'm sitting here thinking like, all right, you know what? These are people who I've known for years, right? And out here in Atlanta, it's a premium just because you never run into people who are from Atlanta. Everybody's transplants and everything like that. And so it's real dope that I stopped by my people's crib, and we always laugh because they in Grayson, and we want to move to Grayson. They already there in Grayson. So we think that sometimes they have their uppity Grayson moments, right? And we joke them about it and everything like that. But it was just a cool thing to know that my dude is doing well for himself, right? His wife, also entrepreneur, doing well for herself and everything like that, though, man. And so I'm over there. My dude is in straight dad mode, right? Which is a beautiful thing, though, man. And so we get back to the crib, and now we set up, and I'm doing the pod. I'm talking about the whole day was one big flex, and I didn't realize it until I got back home and took it all in to say, dang, bro, I am blessed to be living, but also to be sharing life amongst a lot of the people that I care about, and to know that everybody, a lot of the people who I'm doing, who I know are doing so well for themselves right about now. But big flex all day long, though, bro. I said, oh man, yeah, this is one of those days.
Yeah, what's crazy to me is because you got your hoodie before I got mine. Mine ain't even ready yet. That's what's crazy. Like you got one of one right now, and so,
hey man, if this is one of your samples, your prototypes, I can tell you that this one is definitely a go-to, man.
Yeah. That one is. I wanted something to be super simple to where you could just zip it up and be on the go. You know what I'm saying? A black and white joint. So yeah, that's one of the ones, man.
Shout out to my brother Chris Top. That boy said 2020 is his whole flex. That boy said, I'm the whole man I prayed to be. That right there, bro, is a major flex, though, bro.
Yeah,
major flex. It's almost like, to me, it's saying that, right? Because what this is the thing that's interesting, right? And so for me, it's like, a lot of times, man, you see somebody, you ever have one of those moments, right, where, and I'm sure you have, given all the things that you do, but you ever have those moments where your kids, it's just, oh, that's just my dad. But when somebody else said, nah, you got a cool dad, you got the cool pops, or when your kids find out that other people think highly of you, though, bro, like that's.
Yeah. but my kids are so immune to it because when we went to Kaalan, that's where they was like, all right, we're away from Oklahoma. So I get it. He grew up here, but everybody probably moved away like he did or whatever. So for people to still walk up to me like, yo, or especially like I said, when they pulled up and asked about the pod, but yeah, everywhere they go, they like, bro, it's why is it everywhere we go, somebody knows you? And so, they just be like, they just roll their ass like, okay, all right, whatever. But
Like
no, it is
what?
still cool though that they know that dad is cool. So
Yeah, 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 yeah,
yeah,
yeah, man.
especially like I try to keep up, fashion wise, anyways, because I mean, you remember growing up, like our parents didn't have they weren't flexing like we flexing, bro.
No, man, they was not, bro. And I talk about this. I talk about this a lot because I just remember growing up, I didn't see very many people that made turning 30 look as cool. Like I used to think it was all downhill. And when you look at it, you think about that though, bro. You go back and you look at all them NBA tapes from the 80s and you look how old somebody looked who was like 30 years old. Like it was like after 30, bro, it was I used to just think it was all downhill though, bro. And so you thought you had some people, what I'm saying, you had like, what I'm saying, musicians and everything like the entertainers and everything like that though, man. But I don't particularly remember my dad. I thought about this boy Chris because Chris and his dad are looking more and more like every time I see the pictures of them two.
Chris embraced that old school long
Oh
time
my
ago.
God. My dad's listen, my dad admittedly was never about getting fly though, bro. Never was about getting fly.
It was just a different type of fly. But I think also like Will Smith, Jay-Z, The Rock, them boys is making it cool to be 50. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. But even when but think about that though, right? Even when we were teenagers though, right? Like I didn't know anybody who was like a fly 50 or like very few. I mean, very few, which regular. Like, what I'm saying? Like when I think about somebody who's 50 years old when I was a teenager, if you told me somebody was 50 though, bro, I'm thinking of
Yeah.
somebody who, what I'm saying, somebody who just out there in the front of the house on a rocking chair with some country time lemonade or something though, bro. It's just I just didn't think getting old. I just used to think that getting older and getting old just meant that you're reducing your fly and you're giving up the fly though, bro. So it's dope though, man, that it's like, all right, nah, you can still get it at that age though, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Steadily gonna keep the cool factor, bro. Yeah.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Hey, so let me ask you this though, man. A couple of things though that came out. For starters, um, did you so I don't know if you follow Megan the Stallion, the Texas treasure, who should be protected at all times and at all costs. They've been talking about her at Coachella. Preview the new song and Ace Kennedy. I gotta be honest with you, man. I absolutely love it. Now, mind you, I'm biased because it is Megan, right?
Hmm.
But bro, I listened to this new Megan song and she apparently performed it. It got it. Listen, it has a Jodeci sample, right?
Okay.
Which already was loving it.
Yeah.
What I like about it a lot is that she is her rap cadence is different. It isn't the same. It wasn't that double time. This is like she's trying to give you bars, right? And it's just so happened that somebody flipped a Jodeci beat, made it a trap beat, but instead of it being like that 150 to 140 BPM, it's sitting in the bag of about 80 to 85, right? And it's not quite boom bap. It's like if somebody made that out of trap. Cold song though, bro. And when I heard her, there's a video that she posted of her in her car playing the song with her peeps and everything like that. And I'm listening to the words. She doing all kind of ratchet stuff, right? But I think the thing that I was tripped out on though, bro, is that I say, yo, this one might just be it. And people are saying, yo, she is clapping at Tory Lanez on this song. And I didn't get that part though, bro. But
Yeah.
I think it's another one of those reasons why I love Megan the Stallion though, bro. Very impressed with this. You talk about if you only heard a snippet of something, right? that right there would be one of those ones that she did the right thing, though, man.
Yeah, I can't say that I've heard it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to checking it out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull it
Now,
up.
in the meantime, though, what I think is crazy is apparently Tory Lanez, he's out and about in the clubs, bumps into Megan Thee Stallion's label owners, Carl Crawford. She's out there, he's out there with Jay Prince, and they're all just in the club kikiing. Ace Kennedy, listen, are we violating any kind of G codes here that if you're the label owner and you're hanging out with someone who your artist accused of shooting them in the foot?
Not necessarily, because I mean, at the same token, how often do they talk? Because is this the one that she was saying is extorting her or whatever?
Yes,
Oh, then
yes.
definitely not. Absolutely not. Because they already
So,
don't like each other no way. So nah,
so is it my enemy? Is the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
I guess so.
Oh my gosh, though, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Um, one thing that I didn't know either, bro. Right? Speaking of this, so we talk about Kanye
Hmm.
periodically. Whenever he's in the news, we talk about him, right? Whenever Kim's in the news, we talk about him. So something came up that I didn't realize until today. Matter of fact, I didn't know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that Kanye. I knew that like Kanye and John Legend fell out, right? Because
Yeah.
John Legend fell out with him over his politics and everything like that. But what I didn't know is that Kanye and Kid Cudi fell out because Kanye felt like, bro, you still being friends with Pete Davidson, bro. Like, so I can't rock with you on that premise. So, Ace Kennedy, my question for you is that is Kanye wrong for feeling that way? Or Kid Cudi said, listen, I'm just not like, nah, I'm cool with not rocking with you like that. It was a song that I think that Pusha T had, and even Pusha T said, yeah, I don't rock with me and Kanye ain't friends. But Cudi just basically said, this is the last song you'll ever hear me with Kanye, though, man. Like, nah. So
I
who's
just
right
say
and who's wrong in here?
it's Kanye's wrong because for one, like, no, we too grown to be not liking people. Like, yeah, somebody would have to do something to you, right? But our relationship is different. Kanye, Cudi, and all of them, they are business friends. They not friends. So,
Mm.
and I thought Cudi fell out with him a long time ago anyway. Because the problem with Kanye, because he be talking crazy about people in public, and he has such a big following. So it's just like you can't then come apologize to me in private, and then we just supposed to just it's supposed to be cool just because you Kanye. Like now, when you having your moments to where you doing what you do, like if you going chastise me or whatever in public, then the apology need to be in public.
Okay, so but even if Kanye does apologize to him in public, and that's the case, though, is Kanye wrong for basically demanding that kind of loyalty to say, listen, if you and I are like, maybe to your point, they're not like us, right? They're industry
They're not.
friends.
They're
But
not.
if the idea though is that if Kanye is basically saying, if you're like a brother to me, however he wants to define it, then my expectation that as someone who's like a brother to me, that if I feel like somebody has wronged me, or if I feel like if somebody else is the ops, right? Then my expectation is that you're not rocking with my ops.
But here's the thing, though. Kanye changes friends like underwear, though, bro. Like there was a time he was mad at Jay Z. So what? I'm supposed to not like Jay Z because you don't like Jay Z? Like, nah, ain't gonna happen, bro. They industry friends, man. They ain't the same thing. Ain't the same thing.
He says, I can't be mad because your ex messes with another friend of mine.
Right. That
I
ain't
yeah,
got
you
nothing to
can be. Yeah, you can be. You can be. You can be. Because here's the thing about it though, bro. That would be like, think about this though, right? If Cuddy became friends with Pete Davidson, let's say if he met him through Kanye or met him after, if he's been friends longer with Kanye, right? And then he also was, let's say that he was
No, no,
friends to
no. What if he was friends with What if he was friends with Pete first?
Well, if he was friends with Pete first, then I can understand why he was like, nah,
That's
I'm
what
not
I'm
gonna.
thinking.
Yeah, if he's saying that I was cool with Pete Davidson before, and I don't think that that was the case though, right? But I could be wrong. But hypothetically, if he said that, hey, I was friends with Pete first, me and Pete were cool, me and Pete were friends, and then me and Kanye became friends afterwards, and I can understand why. But Kanye's basically thinking is that, listen, if me and her were together, right? And this dude basically slid up on my wife after we broke up. It looks like to him that he was just basically Johnny on the spot waiting. And if he feels like Kanye probably feels like Kid Cudi is enabling that by still being friends with them. And to that point, I think Kanye kind of has a point though.
I don't, because their relationship is not the same as ours. When I'm looking at something like that, or if it was me and Chris Top, or if it was, you know, even Courtney, I don't know. I just the situation ain't the same, bro. They made music together, so that would be like it would be like you know, one of the like you and Odell or something like that. Y'all did music together, and then all of a sudden, you know, his ex started dating one of us. I don't know Odell.
Yeah, but if you did, right? If you did know him, right? That's where I think it would be different. To me, that would be almost like if that would almost be like if hypothetically, right? If I get divorced and then Rocky tries to holler at Neek and then scoops her, right? Right then at that point, I'd be like, listen, I ain't rocking with him at all, Ace. So then I wouldn't come to you to say, make a decision, but I would also let you know how I feel about that, though, bro. That's exactly what I think Kanye's thing is, though, man. So
Man,
I don't
listen,
know, bro.
Kanye should have cared about Kim before they broke up.
Listen, man, like, come on, bro. Everybody's different. I don't know. I'm with Kanye. I think I'm kind of with Kanye on this one more than I'm not. Right. I think that I'm with him on this one, though, bro. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yo, man, you know how
Um,
we've been talking about you've been watching the boy Utrich, right?
yes.
So I told you I had to get off Utrich because now it's a me and Sarah show.
Right.
Uh so I started watching Valhalla Vikings.
Yes. Listen. So here's the thing. I think now I haven't watched Valhalla Vikings because I believe it's either I think it's a prequel or a sequel to Vikings that used to come on the History Channel. And I haven't watched that. Yeah, I watched the first 3 episodes of it and for some reason just completely stopped. And I loved it, right? They have a chick that's on Vikings that is completely cold. And I don't know why I stopped watching. So I haven't watched Valhalla Vikings because I thought that they were all kind of
I don't know. I don't know if it's connected or not. Chris, that's what we talk about when we say Utrich. That's Last
yeah.
Kingdom. But yeah, Valhalla Vikings, bro. It's only I think like 8 episodes. It now that feels like Game of Thrones because it's like,
Hmm.
there's who the main characters are, but then there's so many spin-offs of this person. Like it feels like a mini Game of Thrones. I
Well,
thought it was dope, bro.
I gotta check it out, man, because
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep delaying. I got like 3 episodes of that boy Uhtred. Um, but I think it's just because I got so many of them
Yeah.
that's up. I like
Yeah,
I just
and plus you got Batman to watch coming up.
I got Batman to watch. I just watched. I was behind on Tommy. I caught
Yeah,
up on Tommy.
yeah,
So
I finished
yeah,
Tommy.
man.
I
Yeah,
finished
yeah, yeah.
Tommy. I finished Bel Air. I'm caught up on Moon Knight. Uh, yeah, yeah,
Bruh, let me ask you this though. Talking about movie, this is a weird, very weird segue. I didn't even know this was even a thing until today. So apparently, though, man, there was this cat, Kaalan Walker, right? Or Kalen Walker, or whatever, though. And I remember seeing this dude in what was the remake of Shaft, right? So he's in Shaft, and he's not the main character, but he's like a character in there. He's a prevalent character in there and everything like that, right? And that's where I know him from. He also was in a movie with Halle Berry and some other movie or whatever, though, man. Um, Crazy thing though, man, is this dude was sentenced today for like, he was found guilty today and could face like 100 years for basically being a serial rapist, though, bro. And so apparently, what this dude would do is that he also did music, and I mean, from what I'm hearing, his music was pretty decent, though, right? And so he would basically, kind of sliding girls' DMs on and everything like that through social media, and basically would try to promise them a name drop basically, and basically say, oh, you know what, I can go ahead and get you a meet up with Drake. I can go ahead and get you to meet up with Halle Berry or whatever. And somehow he would link up with these girls and rape this. Like, I mean, he has like, it's like something like 15, 20 different girls. Like he was a serial rapist though, bro. And I was just like completely disgusted about it. So you had people like Kaylani wound up responding to it and everything like that. But there's like when you really look at the details of it, you're like, yo, this dude is a complete POS behind this though, bro. I was like, yo, I'm like, 100 years might not be enough. You can give him 1,000 though, bro. But I was just completely disgusted with it though, man.
Now, this ain't the same dude. This isn't like the dude who plays Shaft's son.
No,
Okay.
this isn't the one from,
Because that's A Train from
no.
The Boys.
No, not A Train, and not the dude from Grownish either. But there's
Okay.
another dude that's on there. He's a young guy on there, and this dude, and this is the crazy thing is this dude's only like 22 years old though, bro. But yeah, this thing, he's basically been accused or linked to, like, I think it's something like, oh, I might even be under exaggerating and understating the number. It may be like 20 to 30 different girls though, bro. Like, he was straight serial rapist though, bro. And he was like, not to say that he was a high profile guy, but he would basically use his celebrity to lure in chicks though, bro. I was just like, yo, foul. Give that man 1,000 years. 100 is not enough.
Dang, bro.
Crazy. Yeah, real crazy. But I only saw that though, man, just because like I said, I've been seeing more people speak out about it though, man. I had to go ahead and, for the journalistic integrity of this show, do some research here on this though, bro. Crazy.
Yeah. Yo, you been keeping up with the playoffs, bro?
I have. Listen, bro.
Before we get into specifics, just right off the dome, what's the most exciting series right now for you?
None of them are really.
You ain't even into the Boston and Nets.
So the first game, yes, was good. Yeah. The first game was good. I would have to watch it today to know if it's entertaining. Like, so far, when you think about it, right? So far, the 76ers went up there, beat down on the Raptors. That's straight. The Hawks blew out the first game.
Now, did James Harden play better the second game?
James Harden statistically did not play better. He didn't play bad. He just played okay. But he's been lucky because Tyrese Maxey's been balling out. From Texas, by the way, has been balling out. But listen, it's been Joel Embiid that's been leading. And he looks not like he doesn't look like he's just another player. So he ain't like Tobias Harris out there, but he ain't like the reason for them winning the games either though. But I'm waiting. I'm not gonna even jump on him yet. But I think that when I've been looking at it though, man, like, the Hawks blew out. The Bucks beat the Bulls, but that was kind of expected considering that the Bulls have only beat sorry teams. Like, yeah, they're in the playoffs and they're way better than they was before. But when you look at their record, like, they're trash against good teams and they excel and they beat down sorry teams at a high rate. They're really good at beating sorry teams. And so when I look at it, even when I saw Steph and them go up on 2-0 and Steph comes off the bench, drop 30-some points, and then it's just all of them at full power, it seemed like, against the Joker though, bro. So So far, I haven't been. No, I haven't been blown away by the playoffs, though, bro.
Yeah, he got ejected too.
Yeah, yeah. I like I said, haven't been that impressed. The series that I am keeping an eye on though is these Nets, the
Yeah.
Nets series in Boston. I don't know. I do want to see if
Hey.
Ben Simmons is gonna play.
Well, yeah, he finally got full contact with four on four. So he getting close. Let me ask you though, with that, if you the Nets, you bringing him out?
Yeah, yeah. If he's physically able to get out there, I put him out there. I just make sure that I don't play like this, man. If you get Ben Simmons out there, right? KD ain't got no reason trying to guard Jason Tatum. He can't, right? KD is a good off-ball defender, right? But Ben Simmons is on ball. So I think that you put Ben Simmons on either Jason Tatum or Jaden Brown.
Yo, is his
Yeah.
nose broke, bro?
I don't know,
That
man.
boy was out there leaking, bro.
His stuff was it was heavy. It looked like one of them wrestling nosebleeds, though, bro.
It looked like John Cena when he got his nose broken on Oklahoma City.
Oh my God. Oh, I still remember how crooked his was. But I think if he's healthy enough, I think you put him out there because physically, he gives you a better chance of winning. Because when I looked at that, bro, I said, all right, well, who's left outside of KD who wasn't playing the best defense and Kyrie who wasn't also playing the best defense? So that also meant you got Goran Dragic out there who's never been known as a defender. The only person who you got out there is Bruce Brown, but then he isn't giving you the kind of points like that either. So all of the other players who can score for them can't play defense. So I think that you put him out there, and at least he gives you some elite level defense, provided that you say he is completely healed and his body is 100%. But that also means that you don't put him in a situation where his mentality has to be questioned. Like, go win the game because of his defense, but don't make it close. Like, don't rely on something that requires him at the moment to be mentally strong or challenged in that scenario, though, bro.
If the Nets lose, we got to break them up, bro.
No. I think you gotta at least see what they would look like if Ben Simmons played a full season. The same way I thought before James Harden weaseled his way out of there. I think you gotta see what all three of them dudes look like on the court together, man.
I get that. I just wanted to see. Had to poke the bear.
Yeah.
Of course, we know our girl is into the Suns and the Jazz series.
I think if anything, though, that's going to be probably the more competitive game. Like not competitive. I still expect for the Suns to win, but I think that that's the one thing that's unfortunate is that game comes on so late for us that it's like I can catch like the first half of it, but dog, I'll be ready to go to sleep by halftime. Man, that halftime show come on and I'm asleep, boy.
Well, it was funny because I asked my question of the day about the M&Ms and stuff, right? And the Skittles, and Dana was like, "Look, the Phoenix Suns colors I don't even eat them at all. That's how much she into this."
I get it, man. I just don't think that I don't know, bro. I don't.
I'm telling you, bro. If the Jazz don't go anywhere, bro, Rudy Gobert, they're gonna be trying to get rid of that boy, bro.
You think so, man?
Look, Spider don't want him, bro.
They say that Spider passes him the ball less times than anybody else on the whole team, bro. And like I didn't know that you could track that stat, but somebody tracked it and says that he only passes Rudy Gobert the ball. It says something like 15% of the time out of everybody or less than that. It's a weird stat, but he never passes him the ball, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me ask you this. So obviously, Minnesota's doing their thing. Do you think they would have won that play-in game if PG had been there? Because I mean, you think about it. PG came back off of injury and he was balling. Like he looked like PG, that dude. He looked like playoff P. He ain't look like He looked like the other P.
Okay, so this is my problem. See, I was good until you said playoff P, bro.
I knew that was gonna get you.
So I was good. I was good until you said playoff P because I'm thinking like, bro, playoff P was like we saw that like less than 4 games. So it's like your other
No,
measurements, like
I get it. I'm just saying he was out there balling. He was
gosh.
looking like the PG that we respect. There we go.
Okay, okay. So if that's so, I think, bro. So this is what I think. I think Minnesota is going to end up beating. I think
Memphis.
Minnesota is going to go ahead and beat Memphis. And to be quite honest with you, though, bro, I think that Memphis could have beat the Suns or could have upset somebody else. But I think that what's going to happen, though, man, I think that Minnesota is about to do the dirty work for somebody else and make it an easy route. Like I think that Minnesota might do something like Minnesota might beat the Memphis Grizzlies and beat the next team. Go to the Western Conference Final and get dusted off because they ain't got no business being there and just make it an easy get. Like I think for some reason they have this. It reminded me of when I saw the Nuggets, right, when they were in the bubble, and Jamal Murray was putting up them gaudy numbers, and they came back from 2 series, 3-1 or 2-0 series or whatever it was, and they came back and they got all the way there, but then they didn't have any business being there. And I think that Jamal Murray, I don't think he got hurt the year. I think he just didn't play so well. I think that that's what meant. So I don't think that Paul George would have made that much of it. I think that Minnesota is just on one.
I think because they barely beat them, I think Paul George would have been the catalyst. I do. But the Clippers do need a full season with a whole roster, though. I think they're gonna have that Golden State comeback come next year.
I like to see it. I would listen, man. I want to see. And while there's never a time where people are 100%, I do want to see a team where your superstars at least are all 100%. Like I'd want to see somebody go through another team and it's just all right. You know what? No, our best people were here. We ain't got no excuse.
So my call for the finals is gonna be the Sun. It's gonna be a repeat. The Suns versus the Bucks.
And who wins it this time?
The Suns.
I'm not mad at that, bro. I'm not. I'm not mad at that whatsoever, though, man. You think the Suns are gonna beat the? You think the Suns are gonna beat the Warriors, though?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because like Steph is playing, but he's still. I get it. He's putting up numbers. He's doing his thing, but I just feel like in a 7-game series, the Suns will find a way to pull it out. Barring that everybody stays healthy.
Oh
Because you
Lord.
still got Draymond on the Golden State, so
It's hard for me to. It's hard. Listen, man. It's hard for me to pick against the Warriors because they're a champion. I can't pick them. I can't. And listen, I can see the Suns winning, but I can't pick them yet.
So who you got in the finals? Like, what's your early prediction?
I got the Warriors versus the Bucks getting there.
That's
If
crazy.
the now mind you, if the Warriors play against the Bucks, play like this. I think that if the Suns play against the Bucks, I think that the Suns will lose again. But I think that if the Warriors play against the Bucks, then I do think that the Warriors can beat them.
It's crazy that we both got the Bucks going when earlier in the year the Bucks they just not a sexy team, bro. Like this is not the team they like this. They like the San Antonio Spurs when the San Antonio Spurs was good. Like you knew they was good, but you just didn't want to see them in the
I think
finals.
it benefited them though. I think that it allowed them to be low key and just say, all right, we cool with y'all not giving us that kind of attention. You know what I'm saying? But we straight.
Yeah, because I mean I
It's
respect
Chris
Giannis.
Middleton. It's Chris Middleton's fault.
Well, Chris Middleton been balling though. I have to say.
But see, that's the thing about it. Chris Middleton isn't the sexiest pick. His basketball game is dope. Except that it doesn't have you know what it is? It just doesn't have the flair or flash that Paul George has. But his moves, Listen, man, his moves offensively are right on par with Paul George, though, bro.
Do you
It's just
does
Paul
he
George
remind
has
you of
different.
does he remind you of Paul Pierce or Ray Allen?
No, who? Chris Middleton?
Yeah.
No, he reminds me of if Tim Duncan plays small forward.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing crazy. He got a bag, but it is his bag is it looks fundamentally sound. Like fundamentally, he just does. And if you watch, if like sometimes if you watch his moves, if you could put Paul George face on his face, though, bro, you would think it's PG. It's just Paul. What impresses me about Paul George is that Paul George is a bigger guard, and so the fact that you that tall and you crossing over, but Chris Middleton does some of the same things, though, bro.
This is true.
Yeah.
It's true. You excited about anything in the draft for the NFL?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm only concerned about what we gonna do, and we got so many pockets where I think that I don't know that we're gonna go for a quarterback this year because I don't see that any of these guys that are out there now, because we traded up here recently to get a higher draft pick. But I just don't know if any of the guys that are in the draft, the quarterbacks, Malik Willis is the one I think will be the most successful, but I don't know that he's going to be any better than Jameis, right? Who already knows your system. So I think that for one, we would probably say, all right, well, we addressed safety. If we can get Tyrann Mathieu for this year, then I think that what we might look to do is get us another wide receiver, because we still don't know if Michael Thomas want to play with us or not. Sometimes he wants to, sometimes he don't. But if we can pick one of those Drake London wide receivers, or if we could get the cat either from what's my dude from I think it's Chris Enclave, the one who plays for Golden State. There's a lot of good wide receivers there. If we can get one of those, somebody who could eventually be a wide receiver one, I think that would be straight for a first round pick anyway. Though.
Y'all not gonna go after Baker?
Listen, man, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know how good Baker is. I don't think he's trash. But I don't trust him any more than I trust Jameis Winston. So no, for that reason, I'm good with sticking with Jameis.
If it was my team, I would prefer Baker over Jameis.
Nah. Listen, when Jameis was out there, Jameis was and listen, here's the thing, with all things considered, Jameis Winston has Baker Mayfield has as many turnovers at this point of his career as Jameis Winston has. So they're not very different. I think the reason why I take Jameis Winston is that I think that Jameis Winston has a better arm. I think that while I think Baker has maybe stronger mentality, I guess, I just don't think that Baker's this leadership. I don't feel like he seems like the kind of person to me that a lot of people like him, but in terms of having grown men, I don't think that he leads grown men. That's the problem I think with Baker. So for that, I'm out.
I think it was definitely Cleveland. I think he's going to get on a different team. I think he's going to pull up and be like the boy Matt Stafford, bro. I think he's going to surprise some people as far as like you look at him, because you looked at Matt Stafford and you were starting to question him as a quarterback when he
didn't.
went to Detroit. Some people did.
Listen, I know my boy Courtney did. He thought, he was like, listen, the entire time Matt Stafford's been there, they've been trash. And he's been the consistent one there. So he thought that he had a lot to do with it. And I was like, I think it's Detroit though, bro, because they were trash before he got there and they're trash afterwards.
Same like Cleveland though.
That's true.
Cleveland has switched out a bunch of parts. And then there's a new report out that they're investigating right now that they're saying the boy Hugh Jackson?
Yep.
They were saying that they're investigating because they're saying the organization was making him lose games on purpose.
Oh, yeah. Hugh Jackson said that before. He basically said, listen, how y'all, we were set up to not win from the jump. So he did say that though, man. He said that as part of the coach from immediately after the Dolphins coach filed his lawsuit. I think that Hugh Jackson said something like that though, man. So
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, man. Listen, what you think you got going on for the week, man? What's good with you?
So I have been under the weather. Allergies been kicking my butt, bro. So I wanted to record this week. I have so much music that I in my head that I'm ready to record. So that's really the recovery is all for this week. Hopefully I get my car back sometime this week too. Uh, so other than that, just recovering.
Yeah, man. I think that for me, I'm doing the same thing. I got this creative wave, man, that I am trying to continue to ride though, man. Matter of fact, as soon as we get off, I gotta see this track the one that I had been telling you that I've been working on for a little while though, man. It's super, super, super duper hard. I would play it now, but I don't even know if you'd be able to hear it all the way. And I want to make sure you hear the whole hear it all the way through. Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
it. I get it.
Yeah, but the one thing that is cool though is I did get a chance to now. So I recorded some songs that I plan on having for the Bel Air 3. And I went and I listened to now that I have some new effects and things like that. Since then, I'm remixing songs, and I think and some of them are re-recorded. So all of my stuff sounds fresh and extra crispy. That they all sound more current mix wise though, man. So I'm happy about that though, bro.
Well, I'm gonna say this: as soon as you get off the pod, put the session in Dropbox so I can get it. The whole session for the last track that you sent me that we updated that you got the new rap for. The one that I said I got to tweak. There's a
Oh yeah,
song.
yeah, yeah. I sent you the acapella though.
Okay, but I don't know that I have. I think I have the first beat. I don't think I have the beat formatted to a way that you have the song formatted.
Well, let's talk about that because I think you do. I didn't change the beat.
Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Anywho, though, listen, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to these brothers that you see in here on your screen. Ace Kennedy, Charlie Venus, can we get that music, sir? Let's go.